Mac is a mysterious character. Alright. I'm good. I'm just gonna hold this in my hand. Oh, I can't hide
I
it.
think you can just hold it out. It's not. Why can't it be transparent?
It's gotta be the magic.
Transparent.
It's gotta be magic, Jake.
Okay.
It's not magic enough. Jonah's gonna run away with it.
Excuse us. We're doing work here.
That's gonna go into the intro, I think. What's up, YouTube? I'm sitting here in the G2 HQ. I got G2 Jake here because it's his house, and cracking a brew because this is Throws and Brews after all. And I get to interview Jake and Jonah. Jonah's here. Say hi, Jonah. Jonah, look at the camera. Look at the camera. I get to hang out with Ace.
I will have the option to plead the fifth.
Plead the fifth. All right. Let's start with easy stuff. Pocket dump.
Sit.
Everybody wants to be on camera.
I'm in my own house. I don't have anything in my pockets.
Field notes. Baby.
Field notes. Wallet.
Look at that. Jake's loaded.
$2 bill.
Cash in his wallet.
$2 bill.
I mean, I have my wallet.
iPhone 6s. Right.
Ooh, Tonto baby. The serrated edge.
Benchman. Titanium Hawk. V2 prototype.
We're in that yet. Well, this video's done. We'll do that.
The ultimate EDC. Tell me it is.
It fits. Look how it fits in his pockets.
I got.
See how much crap he's pulling in his pockets?
I got skinny fat man jeans on. They're not skinny jeans.
Skinny fat
They're
man
not loose.
jeans. So I'm not going to ask you anything about G2.
Good.
So sorry if you were tuning in for G2 info. You get none. You're not gonna tell me this because you already told me you weren't. What's your favorite non-G2 Yoyo?
I told you I wasn't because I don't really have a specific one. I think if you listed out companies, I could probably do it better than just
Favorite one drop.
Favorite one drop, the Valor.
Valor. Do I have a Valor? I don't even have a Valor. I need to get one. Jonah, what's your favorite Yoyo? He didn't know.
It says the Titanium Hawk. He likes the way titanium tastes.
Oh, is titanium yummy? It's yummy. Your favorite CLYW?
Avalanche.
Avalanche? Okay.
OG, not the remade one. Gotta be the first one.
OG.
Not the comeback.
Not the comeback? Okay. Favorite Yoyo factory?
Original Genesis.
Okay. Favorite SF?
SF.
SF. Alright. You heard it here first. Those are the Yoyos to get. Go buy them. Just kidding. Buy Jake's Yoyos if you can. Good luck. Oh, he's upside down! Oh, look at terror. My kids do that too. Look at me terrified. What are you doing, Dad?
Oh, he loves it. See? He cries when he's right side up.
Hanging out here. Jonah needed to eat. We had to take a break. We're back though. This kid likes to eat.
Dad life.
Dad life. It's okay. And my kids were that little. Jonah is so much better than my kids were. He is so much quiet. My kids are so loud. You guys have seen my kids, loudest kids. Just wait, you'll meet my kids at some point. They're so loud. All right, so let's talk. Okay, I said maybe we weren't going to talk much about G2, but we're going to talk about things around it. So clearly, the demand for your Yoyos is like through the roof. What do they sell out? 2 seconds, basically as fast as the site can let them be bought.
Most of the time, if it's an announced drop, there's a good chance if you click anything besides the right order of buttons, you're not going to get it.
So at this point, clearly the demand is there. Why haven't you gone mass-produced yet?
I guess it just depends. My goal is different than guess, other yo-yo companies, or which it doesn't make sense that it's different, because if you build a company, profits and sales should be your main goal. But where I'm at right now is I'm just trying to build. Good. Basically, just trying to build something that I enjoy. So when I start going away from what I enjoy to sell whatever, double the amount of yo-yos, triple the amount of yo-yos, 5 times, 10 times the amount of yo-yos, it's going to lose its fun, where I'm already at a point where it's almost starting to teeter on that level of it's becoming too much like work when I already have a regular 8 to 5. And a lot of that came into perspective too, having a kid. So you're what makes you happy changes a lot, and work is not something that I enjoy. So right now, just kind of building something I'm proud of mostly, and a community that I enjoy right now. So it's still a passion project. It's not a company in the sense of what a company most of the time, 99% of the time, is for, which is to make money. That's not what I'm trying to build right now. Could that change in the future when it would become my job? Then that'd be a different story, I feel like.
As far as the sort of limited colorways and stuff, though, you think you're just going to maintain that, like swirls and stuff being pretty much limited throughout the entirety of G2?
It's hard to say what's limited. I only do rainicorns once, and that was the same way with the unicorn fades as well. I only did unicorn fades once, but now everybody's doing unicorn fades. Yeah. So now I haven't even been doing it because it's kind of ruined for what I enjoy it for. But everything I do is in a small batch of somewhere from 15 to 25 pieces, so it's always limited in a sense for the colorway. But rainicorn and unicorn stuff is the stuff that I limited to just one time run. Maybe I'll do aquas twice, but still they're going to be limited each drop as far as a small number. And that just comes from, that's maybe my favorite part, is making cool colorways. So if I do runs of, let's say my run is 200 Yoyos, so I can do 4 colors and do 50 each, or I can do 10 colors and do 20 each.
Yeah.
And I'd rather do 10 different colors. It's more expensive to do small runs at the anodizing shop, but it's more fun to me to come out with different colors.
And it seems totally worth it too, because people jump all over those colors, especially the swirls and stuff. So.
Yeah, definitely. It works good with my model too of small drops once a week, because that's what I can handle. So if I have, let's say I did 50 of one color, I wouldn't be able to drop that whole amount of 50 at one time in 1 week. So then I'm going to have multiple weeks of the same color. It's not going to be as enjoyable for me or G-Squared fan, in my opinion.
Yeah. Let's talk about that a little bit too, because I came up and helped you test. We vlogged about that. I came up and helped you test the somewhere. I don't know where it's going. It might even not come up. I might not do that. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I'm like, click here, and then nothing comes up. It's hilarious. Let's talk about that a little bit too, because it is a lot of. I think that's what people don't really realize, is that there's so much extra work that goes into literally any G-Squared yo-yo. Like, I'm sitting here in code, like in the center of it all, and it's like there's just stacks of yo-yos that like have been assembled but not tested, or yo-yos that have been tested and assembled, but it just assembled or whatever, and there's just yo-yos everywhere. So there's some here. And I'm looking at yo-yos, and this is like, there's more yo-yos within my line of vision than I think I've ever seen ever, whether it be at a contest or anything.
This is good too, because this is, most of you guys know I'm in the transition period right now from flowable silicone to pads. So it's so much easier to assemble with pads. Like, it cuts my time down by like 75%. So that also increases the supply. Going back to the prior question, like, it's not that I don't want to do mass produced. I've got a set amount of time basically that I commit to right now, and I've made ways to be able to produce more in that set amount of time, but it's still not going to be something that can reach the demand.
And that's kind of what I was getting at, is that like there's just you know, I came up to help test the OCs, but there were, you know, 4 or 5 other guys there too, in and out throughout the day. And I mean, literally from, you know, whenever they had started before I even got here, a couple of hours, and then I got here at like, 11 or 12 or whatever, and then we tested clear to like into the night, and like we're just testing.
I think PJ was here till 11:30 or midnight.
So yeah, so
and Phil stayed the night. So
there was like, and that wasn't even all of them, and that was what the OCs ended up being, what, 500 Yoyos?
Close to 500.
So 500 Yoyos took, you know, something.
We'll say that was 400 that day.
So that day, that was 400 that day. So 400 Yoyos took something to the tune of like 40 man hours, something like that. So right, was that about right? 40 man hours.
Yeah, but that was just testing.
That was, we didn't even have to assemble.
We boxed them. I forgot that I was doing the boxing while you guys were testing.
So that was just testing and boxing. Like that didn't even count assembly, which is what all of these lovely G squares needed, mostly, right?
Luckily, the OC we didn't have to assemble. But my stuff I have to. The OC was a different story, just a project.
But just to kind of put it into perspective, it's like, you know, you're just, for the most part, just one guy. Clearly, here's Jake. He's right here. He's one guy. And a lot of times, he's got this guy hanging out with him. And, you know, he's not testing Yoyos right now. And I'm also taking up his time. So sorry to anybody who's not getting Yoyos now, because I'm totally wasting Jake's time and his Saturday.
I think this is good multitasking. Interview and feeding the baby.
I know, this is going to be the best video I've ever had on my channel. Not that that's saying anything. But this is going to be the best video I've ever had on my channel. And, you know, so I guess talk about that too. Like, how many man hours does it take you in a week's time to set up, like, one drop of, how big are your drops usually? 25-ish?
I try to keep, like, 25 is like a good standard. Sometimes I'll dip down to 20. Sometimes I did like 35 the other week, and that is like max capacity. I absolutely hated that night. Packing and shipping those.
So what, packing and shipping. God, I hate packing and shipping. If I have 2 things to pack,
it'd be easier if I set up the site in a way that when you bought them, you knew it could take me 3 days or something to get them out. But I always try to get them out the next day.
Not just because you're a nice guy.
Hey, I know what I would expect when I'm buying something, or what I would like, so I try to make sure I can do it that way as well.
So I guess how many hours does it take you to sort of just set up one run?
So it's so hard to tell because
so disjointed.
So maybe a couple weeks ago, I basically siliconed 100 warps, and that set me up for basically a month worth of drops. Just the silicone part, because those aren't pads yet. So that was maybe 5 hours of siliconing. Testing and assembly takes longer. So I would say for 1 week's drop, you've got an hour of assembly, an hour or 2 of testing, then about an hour of packing. The thing that also takes a lot of time, but it's usually 15 minutes here, 20 minutes here, is trying to get cool photos. So basically, I put maybe into a specific drop, we'll say 5 to 7 hours, maybe 10 hours. So into that specific drop. If that was all I did for G squared work, that'd be no problem. Mm-hmm. It's the extra 10 hours a week for the blog, the extra however much time for Facebook or Instagram or Reddit or you know, all the different
emails
categories. Yes, that's where the time really starts to add up as well.
That hot sauce really lit me up. I totally tasted the back of my mouth.
You're not sweating.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm just like thinking about it. I'm like, oh, my mouth is still hot.